Hi you guys, welcome to SoulTopia Shenanigans with Michelle Welch, and we are live tonight thanks to the very hard work of Cassie Clayton. I want to thank her so much. In fact, I want to give her a plug right now. If anybody needs any graphic work or any video work or anything, camera work done, I'm just going to tell you she's one of the best that I know, and she can figure out just about anything. Last week we had, like, literally I told her the day of, I want to do this live, and she figured it out, and we had a couple of little problems with the video, or the audio, excuse me, and she's just amazing what she can do. So anyway, that's Cassie Clayton. She does so much of our work for so many things here at SoulTopia, and I just want to thank her before we get started. It really means a lot to me. She's really special, and she's really awesome at her work. So welcome. Tonight, I thought we'd talk about something that I hear a lot about when people come to me for just as friends or for clients, for professional advice, from readings, or just in all areas of life. I hear about this so much, and it's about what people want to do with their lives. What's their life purpose? Why are they here? Why do they not feel motivated? What, sometimes they're down and they're just like, I just don't even get why I'm doing all this. And quite frankly, sometimes that's me too. There's a lot of times when I'll work really hard on things and I'll be like, I'm not sure if this is really what I'm supposed to be doing in life. I tend to get bored pretty easily. If you know much about me, I kind of plow through life. Sometimes I don't always stop and enjoy everything. I graduated from law school at the age of 24, and if you don't know anything about going to law school, going to college and then law school, that should tell you right there something about my personality. I'm pretty driven, and it was interesting. I had yesterday at SoulTopia Sensation that we have here at SoulTopia. It's a fun event we have. I took the time to have a little work done, reflexology work done by Ken Orr. He's wonderful. He's here in the Dallas area and at many events around town. And one of the things he said to me, and it's a message I've also received from my friend Neil, something about the fact that I always have kind of a upward trajectory with everything in life, and I don't always. That's a good thing, because I do have drive. There's not many people that would question that I have drive, but I don't always just get to a place where I just enjoy and just really say, okay, this is really good. Look, let's just be for a little while. It's difficult for me to just be sometimes. And so that message has come to me from a lot of people, and I hear that, because that is my personality. That's how I came in the world this time. I mean, I just am always thinking of new ideas, and I really do love implementing them. And most of the time we do implement them here at SoulTopia, so it's sometimes hard to keep up. So I just wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to share that about me, just so you know. I'm not just saying I'm immune to this, because I'm not. There are times when I really have to say to Archangel Michael and to Archangel Chamuel, really, what's my purpose? What is the point of all this? Am I really helping anyone? I do a lot. Sometimes we'll get into that feeling where, I'm doing a lot, and I'm doing a lot for other people, and I really feel like I am trying to help other people as I further my career. But at the same time, sometimes I just feel like, what's the point? Do you ever feel that way? I certainly do. And so I thought, I love crystals, and I thought we would talk about that tonight, life purpose, and just really be candid of the fact there are so many people who feel like they don't have that much direction in life. And they would shock you sometimes, the people who will tell you that. They'll be the very people that you'll look at and you'll be like, oh, they have it so together. Everything just seems to be clicking perfectly for that person. But yet, maybe you need to take a little time to get to know them and figure out, they have self-doubt sometimes too. And they have struggles sometimes too. And they question if what they're doing is really what they're supposed to be doing in life. And is this really their purpose? So I want to start out with saying this also about life purpose. I personally believe that we have a life purpose for this go-round, for this incarnation, something that we decided to do. And we may have more than one, but pretty much an overriding life purpose. And that purpose doesn't have to be President of the United States, or doesn't have to be to become a brain surgeon or an astronaut. The life purpose that we decided to do when we incarnated might be to, and this is not knocking anything, I'm saying everyone plays a significant role. The life purpose for you or for me this time might be to be that person who, like in the parking lot, goes and puts the shopping carts up every time and gives somebody a smile. And you may say, oh, well, really, Michelle, that's my life purpose. That is depressing. No, not really, because you know about that ripple effect of everything we do. So think about it. If you go and put up someone else's, say, shopping cart, it keeps it from rolling across the parking lot and hitting someone else's car, maybe even your car, but hitting someone else's car, and then that person having a bad day, and then that person getting on the road and being angry and having road rage. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So our purpose doesn't always have to be about what we do for a living. It's what we bring into this universe, actually, and into the auric field and to everybody around us. That's what our life purpose really is about. And then I believe that there's also a soul's purpose. And when I think about that is the purpose for all of our incarnations. There tends to be a theme that we work through. Tonight I'm focusing more on life purpose and kind of life expectations. What we want to achieve in life, personal achievement, personal goals, and how do we attain those? But I always want to start with, it doesn't always have to be in life having to do with our jobs. That they don't define us. We let them define us a lot of times, especially in America, but they don't. If you let them, they will. I will say one more thing. We're always saying that, follow your passion and do that for a living. Well, once you do it as a job, it becomes a job. And I've said that before. So you should always try to keep the passion in what area of life you're in, because once you start doing what you love, you're doing what you love every single day. So are you still going to love it as much, or is it then going to become another chore to you? To me, it's really your choice how you do that and how you handle it. So let's start with some of the crystals. So the first one that I chose to start with for personal empowerment, for deciding who you want to be in life and how you get there. So personal empowerment. What does that look like? So I chose apatite to start with. And apatite is beautiful. It comes in various colors. It comes in blue, it comes in yellow, and really this one's just gorgeous. And I'm going to tell you just a side thing. It does actually help you with your appetite, because it's another thing that will help you achieve that personal goal if you're trying to watch what you're eating. And it's spelled differently than that type of appetite, but it does help with that. But this one happens to be blue, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Blue happens to be my favorite color. So, and I love all the colors, but yeah, I love blue probably the most. So apatite is about achievement of your goals. Now, all of these crystals will have different purposes, but for tonight, this is what we're talking about. So it's for achievement of your goals. You need to goal set if you really want to achieve your goals. You might want to do some lists, a 1-year list, a 3-year list, a 5-year list. Quite frankly, I don't care for lists. But that's why sometimes I'm all over the place. Let's be honest. If we don't really have a good plan, then that's difficult. So it's for achievement of your goals. And when I was talking about earlier about how sometimes we go, is it worth it? Like, I don't know. Finally I just get apathetic and I'm like, ugh, I'm over it. I'm on to something new. This is just boring me. Give me something that's a challenge, because I like challenges. I don't mean that, universe, that I want more challenges, but I do like to grow, actually, that thing. I like it. But it is about business apathy in your business. So when you're just like, I'm over this. I don't know if I can do this anymore. Instead of just jumping ship, you may choose to work with some appetite and meditate with it and really, or carry it with you and wear it to work. And if work is in the home, keep it around you at the home. If you can keep it at your desk, at your office, and you won't get in trouble for having crystals in your workplace, some people have, I've heard of it, then you'll keep it on you. But if you can keep it on your desk, keep it on your desk. By the way, on that, I'd suggest a pretty little bowl, because nobody's going to think a pretty little bowl with crystals, there's anything wrong with that, okay? No, most people I wouldn't think would. Okay, now, so it's great also for those of you who are in business that handle negotiations of any sort. And by the way, we all negotiate, okay? So not just the lawyers who negotiate, or negotiate real estate agents who negotiate, or people negotiating on prices. We all are negotiating during our work day to some extent. So appetite's great for that, okay? All right, so the next one is charoite. And this stone is absolutely gorgeous. And so when we're talking about what do I want from life, what do I want to do in life, we've got to think about self-love, right? How much do we love ourselves? How much do we care about ourselves? How much are we going to take care of us first before we're giving and giving and giving so much to others? So this is about self-love. It also helps you live in the moment. Live now. Accept yourself for who you are, as you are, and end of. So it's not all about, okay, I need to change this, I need to change that. It's, you know what, I'm perfect. That's hard for me to even say. I'm perfect. You're perfect. Even with all your flaws, even with all my flaws, we're perfect. We're uniquely designed and perfectly made. And there are no mistakes. And I believe that. So that doesn't mean we stay where we are, but we should accept ourselves where we are. And to me, there is a difference. Okay? So that's about self-love. And that's charoite. It's from the Chara River in Siberia, and they're gorgeous. Okay. So the next thing for self-empowerment, and this is a beautiful carnelian that I found in my store today. I love the shape of it. It's kind of oval at the top, and then it's rectangular. I don't know if you can see it, but it is just absolutely gorgeous, a gorgeous carnelian. This one would be great for the sacral chakra or sacral and the solar plexus, because it seems to have a little yellow and orange in it. I love it. Love that one. So carnelian, of course, I mentioned the sacral chakra. So it's great for your passion, but it's also great for integrity. So when we were talking about that passion for work earlier, this one's great for that. It will also help you with setting high standards for yourself and keeping those standards. Integrity, ethics, and just not giving in and not conceding and not saying, you know what, I'm lowering my standards. I make no apologies for the standards we have here at SoulTopia, and I'll say for the people I choose to participate in SoulTopia, I make no apologies for the fact that it's not real easy to be a reader here. It's a messenger is what I call them. It's not super easy to come in and do healings here. I make no apologies for that, because we have extremely high standards, and I'm going to stick to them, and I don't make any apologies for it. So in your life, whatever you're doing, whatever your moral compass is, this will help you stick to it within your passion, and I love that. And it will help with your self-belief too, your self-belief and what you expect from yourself. All right, so the next crystal, and I'm going to see if you guys can see this, it is fluorite. Now fluorite comes in a variety of colors, and I have done a whole class on fluorite. It's so wonderful, fluorite, calcite, but it comes in green, purples, blues, it's beautiful. But this one has a lot of different colorations in it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but fluorite's wonderful. It's known as the genius stone, but I think of it also as bringing order out of chaos. Another little side note is it's great for psychic protection. A lot of people don't say that or don't know it for that, but it actually is very good for that. So fluorite, though, for tonight, we're talking about bringing order. So you may have a lot of ideas, a lot of things going on, and you're bouncing all over the place. And I've been there. I do that too. Fluorite will really help. So it's not necessarily grounding. It just helps you take those ideas and you feel a little more grounded. It helps you take those wonderful ideas and have order to them. especially those of you who are highly creative, but yet you also have that logic to you. So your left and right brain, it helps you balance that and not feel so wackadoodle about it all sometimes. Because when it comes really quickly to you and you get a lot of ideas and you know, boy, this is great, I want to implement this, I want to do this for a living, how do I get there? How do I do that? You can feel a little chaotic, and this will help with that. It also is a great stone for this, and I think this is huge, a huge thing to question for yourself. Are you living up to your expectations? Are you living up to others' expectations of you? So again, are you living, when you have fluorite, you might want to meditate with fluorite and ask, am I living up to what I expect of myself and what I want for myself in life? Or am I just jumping around following the whims of everyone else? The tribe mentality, maybe what my clan wants for me. It may be people very, very close to you, that there's something they want for you. You know, they always wanted you to grow up to be a doctor, and you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to work in a flower shop. And it makes them very unhappy. Or, you know, I decided to go to trade school. By the way, I think we need more of that in America, because we're paying an awful lot for college. And a lot of the kids and students I know that I used to tutor that's what they end up doing anyway. They go to trade school. Just a thought, just my own personal thinking about college. So don't be too hard on those students, because I tutored for 16 years, and I'll tell you, I know a lot of them that chose not to go to college and actually sometimes are doing better because they're not in college debt. So that's a little digression, but it's pretty big. It's pretty big right now. So anyway, whose expectations are you living up to? And think about that too when your children come to you. Are you putting your expectations on them for what you want them to be? Are you letting them be who they incarnated to be? Because they didn't incarnate to be what you want them to be. Okay? So fluorite's great for that. All right, so the next one is, now, I'm going to say I'm using lapis lazuli tonight. I've talked about lapis before and some of the issues with lapis. I also would say iolite would probably be my favorite for what I'm talking about tonight, but because I love it so much, it's a great third eye stone, because I love it so much, we're sold out of it. We're getting some more in. So tonight I was looking, and even in my own personal stash, I've given away all my iolite. So the iolite is on its way. So iolite would work for what I'm about to talk about, but so does lapis lazuli. Both great third eye stones. So for that, of course, when we're talking about third eye, but we're talking about our personal expectations and what we want to do in life, it's for inspiration. So that can be your intuitive side, but how are you inspired? What inspires you in life? What gets you going? Where are your messages coming from? And that's when you get into your clairs, the clairvoyance, which is in French for clear seeing, the clairaudience, the claircognizance. How are you guided, and how are you inspired? What does inspire you? You know, are you painting? Are you inspired by going to a movie? Are you inspired by reading? Are you inspired by being out on beautiful water and watching the sunset? What inspires you? Well, crystals will help you connect with that, because it will open up your vision of your third eye. It will also help you see things for how they really are, not how others tell you they should be. Okay? So the thing with the iolite and the lapis lazuli is when we have innovation, like I was talking about earlier, and we have all these great ideas and we just don't know how to implement them, and we might be like, oh no, I can't do all this. It helps us know what's realistic and what's outlandish. And sometimes you want to go for the outlandish. I mean, I think big. I don't make any apologies for it. I do. I think big. But for not always is that cost effective. Not always is that the smartest thing to do. So this works with your manifestation, which would be a lot having to do with your appetite stone, a lot of stones for manifestation. But the truth is that you really want to think about, is this a realistic goal I'm setting? Is this something that if I achieve it, I really want to achieve it? Is it for the best for me? Okay? So it inspires, I'll put it this way, it inspires, yet it tempers what you're thinking. So you're inspired, yet then you can make it a realistic goal. So iolite or lapis lazuli for that. And then there's Sunstone. I talked about that, I think, last week or the week before. Maybe the week before. So Sunstone is great. It is a stone I could just talk forever about Sunstone. I love it so much. It's a feel-good stone. So it's about abundance and opportunity. So if you will work with Sunstone, it will help you bring in abundance. It will help you bring in personal prosperity. What do I mean by that? I don't think everything's about money, and it shouldn't be, honestly. We do live in a society that operates with money, but think about it, it's made up. I mean, tomorrow they could say that the dollar bill's worthless if they wanted to. I saw something on Facebook today, it was hilarious. Somebody posted that there's a problem with our banking system or with our exchange when a bag of plastic pennies, which was like $3.98 or something, and you added it up, and it wasn't worth, it was $3.98 for like maybe 10 pennies, and I thought that was really hilarious. Okay, so money is just, it means nothing, but yet it means everything in a way. And I don't think it means everything, but think about it. In our society, we put so much on that. So that's a whole nother topic. I do use the word, this is the price. A lot of people I know will call things exchange, and I had us all at SoulTopia get rid of that because I think that's trying to cover up what we're really talking about. What we're really talking about, money is exchange. So why, I thought that was like using, you know how you don't say 12 noon p.m. because it's repetitive? Well, to me saying the exchange is this many dollars, well, you're being repetitive, and I think it's silly. Sorry. For those of you who still do it, I think it's silly, and I just don't do it because I think it makes no sense. Okay, so, wow. Yeah, it doesn't, though. It's just to think about it, it's kind of dumb. All right, so, yeah, y'all are going to talk to me about that one, aren't you? I really don't care. Okay, so abundance, opportunity. They used to use this in medieval times, actually, to decorate. We've talked about amethyst being used in Greek times. But they used sunstone in medieval times to decorate goblets and plates. It's just got this glinty, shiny, sparkly to it, so it's wonderful. It also will bring about leadership opportunities for you. So if you're wanting to step into some leadership roles in your life, at school, in your jobs, sunstone's a great stone for bringing that in and manifesting that. All right, so the next one is shugilite or shugilite. It's named after a man's name, and so there's a specific way to say it, but really, you guys, the stones are going to love you anyway, okay? They will work with you if you just call them friend, seriously. So this one doesn't look really purple. It does on this side. So it's really, really pretty. And it primarily comes from South Africa, but it's a stone and here's where we get to the meat of the matter. It's about your life purpose. This stone is also associated with Archangel Michael. For those of you who are very connected to the archangels or interested in that, this stone is very, very connected to Archangel Michael, who also helps you with your life purpose. By the way, so does Shamuel, whose color is fluorite. It's a light green, and whose stone, I believe, is fluorite. So Archangel Shamuel and Archangel Michael help with your life purpose. So shugilite is about your mission, what we talked about earlier. What did you come in to do in this lifetime? Did you come in to, change the world one person at a time, or did you come in to lead masses of people? Both are equally important. So never discount what you are doing at the moment. I know people do that, and I've done it too. And I'm like, what am I doing here, and who even notices, and who even cares? But wherever you are, you're there for a reason. Doesn't mean you have to stay there, But at that moment in time, you've got to believe in yourself and accept yourself, okay? And love yourself with the Charoite. Okay, so finally, in this little grid of self-empowerment and getting to where we want to be in life and believing in ourselves, there is one of my favorites, green aventurine. This is a heart stone. It's also known as the gambler stone. Isn't that kind of funny? Both. It's a stone of prosperity and good fortune. But it is the stone of opportunities, which makes sense because what I said earlier when I kind of digressed about money is that's about your own personal prosperity. So it's about opportunities and taking them and seizing them when they arise and creating your own opportunities instead of waiting around for people to figure it out for you. Take a chance. What do you have to lose? And I've been rejected a lot of times in life, a whole lot of times. And there's times where I feel like, you know what, then I'm not going to do anymore. There's people who just absolutely don't like me. They don't like the fact that I, am driven. They don't like how I look. They don't like a lot of things about me. That's fine. That's their choice. Not everybody's going to like us, but that shouldn't mean we should quit and not seek out our own opportunities, because we should, and we should go for it. And a lot of people will just sit around. They'll come to me, what's my life purpose? But they're still just sitting there doing the same thing over and over and over again. Well, why aren't you changing it? Why not? When my ex-husband started his law firm, there were people who said, really, you're going to start this law firm? They were fearful. Well, I remember him taping to somebody's computer, that saying, and I'm going to butcher it, but the gist of it is, you miss 100% of the shots you never take. And now they are very, very, very successful. They're one of the best law firms. And they created a completely new model that not very many people do. And he is extremely successful. It's the same with Roger and I. I mean, oh, really? We were told, these types of stores, nobody really makes a living from that. Those don't make it very long. They shut down, and if you have that event, there's 1 million of those, and, we're sure they're going to fail because everybody else who has tried to do this, or, they failed. Well, so what? So what if we don't do something and keep doing it? Who cares? Who cares? Who says you have to do something for, 20 years if it's not working? If it's not working, don't do it. I mean, it's just that simple. And if life is not working for you, then you need to change something clearly. And I would invite you to think about that. That really, if you're just sitting there going, life's not working, I don't feel good, I don't like this. Well, no messenger or reader in the world is going to be able to fix it for you. They're going to be able to validate that for you, and they might give you some options. But if you're not willing to try, then you're going to be stuck there. And I will use that word. You will be stuck. You will stay because you're not willing to take anybody's advice and try to shake things up. And you're afraid of failure. And I know because I've been afraid of failure in my life. But when I try, I often succeed. And people wonder, why does she? Well, because I'm willing to fail. And I'm willing to be made fun of. And I'm willing to actually be hated sometimes. I don't like it, but I'm willing to. So try. And so it helps you release all that old energy of, oh, woe is me, I'm not happy, I'm not doing this, and I'm a lawyer, but I don't really like it that much, or oh, I'm not bringing in enough clients, and all that kind of crap, that negative self-talk that we do, and we just get into that whole Eeyore thing. Well, and I'm talking to myself too, I do it too. Well, just stop, work with Green Aventurine, and try to bring in some positivity into your life. And yeah, you may fail. I don't see it really as a failure. I see it as a progression. It gets us to where we're really supposed to be. But I'm going to shoot straight with you. Sometimes it feels like failure. It does. All these people who goes, oh, there's no failure, there's no mistakes. Okay, fine, but they sure feel like them sometimes. And this will help you feel better about it and bring about more opportunities if you, though, will take action and step into them. It's just like a lot of things in life. You can take all the medicine in the world to get healthier, but if you're not going to do what it takes to get healthier, then you're not going to. A good friend of mine, she changed her life. About 2 years ago, she started working out, and now she looks like a completely different person. And she works out all the time. She just had a yoga retreat in Hawaii, and her name's Moon, and she offices here at SoulTopia, and she looks completely different. And you know what? When she's not happy with something in her life, she makes a change. And that's what she does. And some people may be like, oh, well, boy, people are, changing. Well, who cares? Who's to judge what I change or what you change? And if you decide, you know what, I'm not happy in this anymore. So these stones will help you with that journey. And mainly, I love the one about, are you living your expectations or the expectations of others around you? And that is fluorite. I love all these, but I really like that. Because, boy, I don't want to get to the end and be like, okay, I did everything for what everybody else thought I should do. Instead of, this is what really I was meant to do. This is what I came here to do. All right? So that is what I have tonight. So I don't know if there's anybody, Cassie, if there's anybody online that has a question or that wants a personal reading. And if not, then we'll call it a night. But if there is somebody, then we'll take those questions now. And I'm waiting.
Well, there's been a lot of conversation.
It's been a lot of conversation. Who knows what they've said? They're all probably having fun just chatting.
They are.
Good. I like that.
So, yeah, we've got lots of people.
Okay. Anybody want a reading? If not, I'm going to call it a night for tonight, guys. Roger's in the background saying people who have wanted a reading.
Mark wants some reading.
Okay, so is that Mark Melton?
And so is Heather Atwell.
Okay, so I'm going to do Mark first.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to read with these crystals. Okay, Mark? All right. And I'm going to get 3. And that's what we're doing tonight.
Comments are now blowing up.
Okay. Thanks, you guys. Okay, so I'm not going to look.
And Mark says, yay, thank you.
Aw. Okay. Mark, the first stone that I drew was appetite. And I know that you and I both have been working on some personal goals regarding actually our eating habits and some things that are good for us health-wise. And that does come up for you. It's come up for me too, because you know what? I'm just going to tell all you guys, I could not go past a Chick-fil-A without stopping. And I'd have Roger be like, where were you? And I'm like, oh, driving through Chick-fil-A. And so, I mean, it was like 4 years. So I finally had to just get a grip. So I'm not just speaking to you, I'm going to own it too, that it's something that I'm working on to feel healthier in my life. So that does come up for you right now, Mark, and we support you in that. And I know how hard it is, because I'm doing it myself too, making those changes, those not dieting necessarily, but those lifelong changes, and it's so damn difficult. I know it is. Okay, then comes up the stone of opportunities, green Aventurine. So Mark, honestly, you are going to have to seek out the opportunities, not wait around for them to just fall in your lap. You're going to have to go for it and get them to come to you and not be afraid of rejection. And I will say a little stick-to-itness is coming to mind for you, okay? Yeah. All right, and the next one is the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful charoite. And this is about self-love. You're being way too hard on yourself. You are very, very loved by so many people. You light up a room. You're so kind. You have such a wonderful heart and so much love to give so many people. I really hope for you and pray for you that you will give that to yourself, because you deserve it. Okay? Thank you. Who else?
Okay, you got Heather Atwell.
Okay, so Heather, let's see what we get. Okay. And you know what? I think I read that last one wrong. It was actually Schedulite for Mark. So I'm going to actually say the same about the self-love, but I'm also going to ask you with the Schedulite to call in Mark, Michael, and Shamuel to help you with your life purpose, okay? So I want to adjust that a little bit. Still the same message, but I'm adding to it. So for Heather, this is Charoite, okay? Maybe I said that right last time. I'm not sure. Whatever. This is Charoite. And for Charoite, what I get for you also is some self-love. Now, that's everybody, but there's something specific. There was some time in your life, and I'm looking right here, where something really hurt you, and I'm going to say with your sacral chakra area. Now this involves something where you really were injured in something you felt very strongly about. Something feels like it was really taken away from you. Okay, so then and somehow you just blame yourself for that. And I'm not trying to be cryptic about it. I'm just saying that's how much I'm going to say right now. Something just really was taken, okay? And it's continued to affect your life in some way. And so let's see what comes up more from that, okay? I just want you to know it's still something that is continuing to affect you, and I feel you probably do know about it. Sunstone is next, and I love it so much because this is to bring in more joy into your life. I really feel like you need more joy. Now, that doesn't mean you're a downer person, but it feels like you're having a little trouble finding your joy. And boy, I know that feeling. It can happen. But just remember how beautiful you are. We're each one perfectly made and beautiful and wonderful. And that sounds corny, but it's true. And find your strength. Find those things within you that are your passion and are beautiful to you, that you love about yourself. And don't make any apologies for them, ever. Okay? I did that way too long, up until even a couple years ago. Don't do it. All right? And then I see that you do, that one of my favorite stones is fluorite. And I think, Heather, I'm getting that you're really quite intelligent. Sometimes you just don't know what to do with it all. And you have trouble just getting it in order and pulling it all in. And sometimes you feel like things are just a little bit out of control, yet at the same time you're really orderly, I'm getting. It's like weird. The feeling is sort of like you're not orderly, but you are orderly. Now, the reason I can get that is because that's me. In my brain, I'm thinking, oh boy, this is all planned out. But then you look at my organizational skills and they're sometimes lacking. But you have the intelligence with a lot of ideas, and a lot of orange does come up for you. So you have a lot of passion and a lot of ideas. So I would say act on those ideas. Just get a plan first. Get a plan and set, so you won't just be boing, boing, boing all over the place. Well, that's weird looking on here. Well, okay. All right. So one more? Are there any questions?
Here is your list.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read tonight for one more. I'm going to read for my dear friend, Echo Day. I miss you, Echo, and I am so glad that you are in the town where my baby girl is going to be next fall. That makes me feel better knowing that, okay? So I'm going to pull 3 crystals for you. It's this one. And it's this one, and I'm going to take some time getting it because I know that's the one it is. And it's this one. All right. So, green aventurine. I'm telling you, Echo, you are the type of person that, first of all, I know a lot about you. I know how smart you are. I know how much you have your act together, but you don't always think you do. And that's not something I necessarily know. It's just something that's coming to me right now. You don't always think you have your act so together, but you do. You have the ability to really manifest, and you're doing it right now, so many good things in your life, if you will just go for them. And I know you've been doing that, and I haven't really gotten a big report on that from you, but I know you've been going for things and making change. Echo is a perfect example of someone. Am I making you nervous now, Echo? Echo, tell all your secrets. Echo's a perfect example of someone who doesn't sit around in the Eeyore mode. She wanted to make some changes, and she made some changes. I don't know how they're going, but she made the changes. And so I feel that. Keep believing in yourself, because you are on, the change was good. I'm getting that you're kind of going, what about this? Trust in it, okay? Now, this is the beautiful Charoite, and I really want to talk on this one about the same thing, about you truly, truly accepting yourself for who you are. And I want to say this, I mean totally for who you are, because I feel like you haven't totally accepted, and it's that same thing as I gave the message earlier. There's trauma. I'm going to call it trauma for you. Trauma where you've been hurt in life and it has not completely healed. But boy, it's getting there. You have worked on that self-love, because it is getting beautifully purple all around that little bit of that. And it's not a little bit, it was a lot of pain. But boy, you're just covering that up with a lot of self-love. So keep doing it. All right? And then you got the lapis lazuli. Your intuition, I know for a fact, is incredibly strong. Your connection with innovation. You have more ideas and more well-thought ideas, and you are so great at organizing them. This looks really good to me right now, Echo, and quite frankly, there's so much about you that I admire, especially I want to say this, in the area of making changes. What do we really want? Are we really happy in our lives? Are we really doing what we're supposed to be doing? And then really thinking about things before we jump into them. But then once we've thought about it, we do decide to make a change and not stay stuck and just complaining for the rest of our lives. And so I think you're doing a good job of that. And I think you're actually a great example to others in that, and could actually teach a lot of people about that. But boy, you have a lot of wisdom, and I'm talking third eye discernment wisdom. Okay, just keep it up. Keep in touch though. All right. Do we have time for another one, or do we need to wrap up?
Yes, and actually there's one person that's asked twice. It is, let me make sure I got her name right. It is the Jennifer Wilford.
Okay, Jennifer. I don't know you, Jennifer, except for if that's offensive, I'll say I'll probably know you on Facebook. Your name doesn't immediately jump to my mind, so that's a good thing. Not that you can't read for friends, because you absolutely can. You can read for yourself, and you should know yourself pretty well. But I'm going to read for Jennifer, and this will be interesting, okay? Okay. And these, of course, are all, I always set the intention that they're for the highest good, and no ego of mine will come in, and it's for the highest good of the one I'm reading for and everyone listening, okay? Just know that that's always goes without saying for every one of my readings. Okay, so Jennifer. Something's just making you not feel quite, I'm going to just use the word content. maybe disillusioned. It might be stronger than that, but I don't want to go too much live on that. It's just it feels pretty strong, but yet you have this sensational fortitude and this great way of actually finding those little peaks of joy in life. So it feels like it's kind of hard for you to do that sometimes because there's reasons, like environmental reasons for that sometimes in your life. But yet you tend to be quite the optimist and in finding those moments, okay, of joy. And I'm not getting really what that's all about, but I'm sure you know. And I just want to encourage you in that is something that they're not wanting me to say too much, but you're keep looking for those peaks of joy, okay? The same. And I feel with the charoite, I really, really do feel that self-love's an issue and that you really struggle. And you may be thinking, oh no, I'm totally confident, I'm this or that. I'm not sure. But there are areas where you really struggle with it, and you really shouldn't. You really, really shouldn't. I'm not to the point of like being super emotional. I just feel like it's something you need to work on. As I said before, a lot of times it's the most unlikely people who really struggle with it, okay? And then the last one is the appetite. And this is really about your personal empowerment. I really feel like there's some areas in your life where you need to take your power back. I would really invite you to take your power back. It feels like it's just, and we could get into a whole debate of is it taken or given or away, but it's there. And I just feel like that kind of goes back to this, where sometimes you just kind of have the apathy and you have to find those moments of joy. So what I'm going to tell you on a positive note is that it's all comes down to this heart center and believing in yourself and taking your power back. You are divinely protected. A lot of Michael energy, because I feel it while I'm speaking. Very protective. It's almost like be very careful what you say, because I'm got my hand on her, watching over her. So I want you to know, if you haven't connected with Archangel Michael, he is very much present right now and being like just very careful with this one. Very careful what you say, and because I am protecting her and watching over her. Wow. So call upon him. He's with you, and I would call upon him more. Okay? All right. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you for letting me read for you, especially tonight. And I'll tell you this week, if you want to go to www.soultopia.guru to see what's coming up this next week and coming up for the following weeks. We have some great things this week particularly. We have the John of God lights here with the Crystal Portal on Wednesday. And also we have a thing that is just all the rage around here. Reiki facials are going to be here. And I believe that's with Jan from Spa Mystique. If I'm saying your company wrong, I believe that's correct. And that's also on Wednesday, so you can just make a day of it here at SoulTopia. A lot of people do, and come out and do both treatments, or you can do their individual, so you can book those. And then we have our Gods and Goddesses series on Thursday nights, and I'm taking a break from the Intuitive series to do this with my friend Electra Moon, and I really invite you guys to come Thursday. If you've been kind of saying, I'm not going to come because I just want to do the Intuitive, we do intuitive things in this class also. And Cassie's shaking her head. We really do, and we do have interactive things. We have a quiz, meditation, which gods or goddesses you're connecting with. We do get out the cards. We really have fun. And so it's all of the sign of the same things, but the focus is the gods and the goddesses. And I believe this week we will be covering the Greek gods and goddesses that you might be working with or might be invited to work with or find that you are interested and want to work with. So that's going on this week, and check out the website and Facebook if you want to find anything else out. And I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Crystal Cheers.